What's up, guys? Back again. So, a couple updates here. I know you guys are probably already getting sick of the Agile, but there's going to be some things going on with Agile here. As it stands, I'm probably not going to try to resell it for a little bit because there's a lot of experiments I want to try. Last night I spent a good portion of the night messing around with the Kaler here. What I've actually done is I took the 7-string off. I just don't play it, I don't use it, and so really what's the point? So what I did is I actually took the 7-string off here, and I moved the saddle all the way up. That's another cool thing about this Kaler is you can move the positions on the actual saddle to different spots. So, and I'll show you in a second. I'll move the high E over here and do that. So what I did is I just took the E string off, not the E string, was the low 7, and then I'm just using the low E where the 7 was, and we're really not seeing any issues. I mean, the only thing that we're running into is intonation, but since I didn't put the low E on where the 7 was, I don't have to re-intonate, because if I move this over to here, obviously the string length is different, so the intonation will be different. So we're keeping, by just moving everything up, we're still keeping the same intonation. I did try to check the intonation. It's out just a little bit. Probably just have to move each of these forward like, I don't know, a couple millimeters to get it back in tune. But what I'm going to do, I've decided, is just try this as a 6-string and see how it works out. I wanted to kind of space these out to where I don't have a lot of space on the edge for the high E. But the problem I would run into is that, as you can see here, the strings don't come exactly straight off the peg, but you can see I have a little gap there. I do have more room to shift this up, but if I was to try to space them out, you're going to run into problems on the nut, because the nut is kind of static and how it holds the strings. Obviously there's no adjustable nut there. That would be strange. I have adjustable nuts. But what I'm going to show you here real quick is how to change this. What you do is you just put your, gotta get here in the light. You put your Allen wrench in here, and we're going to loosen this. Just snaps off. So we're just going to loosen that up. Then what you can do is you can just slide the whole piece up. Isn't that cool? Never going to see that on a Floyd Rose. That's why I like these things over Floyd's. So much better. So I'm actually just going to put that right against the other one. I think I'm just going to actually start sliding all of them up, because the thing is I want to, I don't want the strings to come off the bridge all funky, because when you do that, when the string isn't straight, any bend is actually going to screw up your intonation. So the straighter your string is coming off the bridge and anywhere else on the guitar, the more true your intonation is going to be. So I'm going to have to loosen all these up and try to slide them up. It's not real hard to do. The only thing I'm worried about is I haven't put a high E on here before, and the last time I tried to tune this, I broke the high E, and I think the reason for that is because this spring on the Kaler right now is tensioned for a 7-string. So I think I need to back off the spring tension so I don't break my high E, because it's pulling against tension that it's expecting to use for a 7-string. You can see this one's kind of a little funky, but that's okay. I still want to try it though. Unfortunately, I don't think you can actually take this whole thing off. I haven't tried yet. If the intonation doesn't line up, I'm going to try to take this off. But until then, I think for now, those look okay. It's going to be weird playing with all this space here on the E string. Probably similar to like a classical guitar. If you guys ever play classical, you notice that the necks on the strings are very big. So it gives your fingers a little bit more space to do that. And these Kalers, I really do like the fact that you can adjust pretty much anything. I mean, they say a 6-way adjustment, but I think there's actually 7 since you can slide it up. So 7 ways that you can adjust this tremolo as opposed to like 2 on a Floyd Rose. It's just really insulting. The people think that Floyd Rose is like, you know, the epitome of floating trims. Really, they're not. I would put Kaler and the Steinberger trans trim way above Floyd Rose. And even the trim on my NK, the floating NK, the one I put on my Steinberger there, if that was a floating one, I'd put that up against a Floyd any day. But we're going to check this out in a little bit. But we shall return and see how this sounds with 6 strings.